Hey guys, what's up? I'm CheesePie13, aka Matt, and I'm here with my friend.
I'm Chunky Lover, aka None of Your Business. I'm Alex, actually.
Woo, yeah. So today we we felt just like putting together a little talk for you guys. It's called Literal Talks. We're gonna literally talk about what the video's called. So you can expect what we're gonna talk about. Today we're talking about next generation consoles.
Yeah, we
So we're gonna
are.
start off with what everyone's talking about. February 20th, PlayStation.
2013. What if they're
Yeah,
watching this
2000.
3 years ahead, Matt, and they don't know what the hell we're talking about?
Okay, well, I'm sorry. I can't
Yeah,
be that specific if we only have a certain amount of time here. Anyway, we're talking about the PS4 here.
yeah, we are.
Yeah. So Sony, they put out a video on YouTube. Everyone's going nuts about it. They all think it's gonna be the PS4. But what do you think? What do you think about this?
Um, I'm not a PlayStation guy. I haven't been since I was really young. I mean, I'll admit, yeah, at one point I was. But then I played the Xbox and was like, yo, superiority. Anyway, just to get a little bit of flame war going. But I'm as much as I don't play PlayStation that much, I'm really, really hoping that this really is the PlayStation 4, even though I'm an Xbox guy, because what that means for us Xbox guys um, is that, you know, the next Xbox is not going to be far away, and its announcement will not be far away either. So that's my opinion on the matter.
Yeah.
Um,
The thing is, this might not even be the PlayStation 4 that comes out.
mhm.
The, but that would be probably the worst thing Sony could do is not announce the PS4 of this. They know how much hype is around this whole thing. They would not let it get this much hype. They would have already put out like a press release saying it's not the PlayStation 4 if it's
Um,
not, because they're going to disappoint a ton of people if it's not.
I know, and I would love to say I agree with you, but I could totally see them using this to get hype over something they know they wouldn't normally get hype over for, and not because that's the way Sony is or anything like that. It's just the way big corporations are. I think that if this turns out to not be the PlayStation 4, it better be something that PlayStation players um, really, really like. Otherwise, Sony has got a big, big issue on their hand.
Yeah. And also, if this is actually the PlayStation 4, you can see that Sony is trying to push this out early, exactly how the Xbox,
Yeah.
the original Xbox 360, they put that out like a year before
I
the
think, yeah, it was
PlayStation
almost a
3.
year before the PlayStation 3. Um, and personally, I don't think that I really, really hope Microsoft won't make the same mistake Sony did and release it later. Because if they do make that mistake, it's gonna be catastrophic, just like it was for the
Yeah.
PlayStation 4. Um,
Yeah. Really, the best thing for both companies if they both want to release it at least at the same time as the other one, if
yeah,
not earlier.
I would say they need to release it within a month of each other. Personally, is my
Yeah.
opinion.
Well, I remember when the PS3 came out, it
Yeah.
was right alongside the Wii. It was literally 2 days off from the Wii, 2 days earlier.
Yeah, well, that's why I'm saying it needs to be a month within. I would personally like to see it, yeah, within 2 days or whatever, like a week, like a week or two. I
Yeah.
think is the ideal time to release the consoles. Um,
That would really stop. That's that's probably gonna stop people who are just want to get the next gen console as soon as possible
yeah,
and not actually using the different facts they got
exactly. So
about
at
the
that
consoles to
point,
choose what they want.
what it really comes down to is, um, which one do you like more? If you like, which one is the choice that you make? Um, the only thing that I can see is better about releasing it sooner is you'll get some of those people who are undecided. They can only get one. They're undecided. Generally, I would say this generally applies to younger children, which is
Yeah.
I want the next one, and I don't care which one it is, but I want it as soon as it comes
Yeah.
out. So the
They just
sooner I
want
have
the
it, the
newest
better,
thing.
because then my friends don't have it, and blah 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 blah. That's
Yeah.
the only advantage I can see to actually releasing it a lot sooner, or not a lot sooner, but releasing it a couple days sooner than the other one. Because if you're releasing it that close, it really doesn't matter that much, because the hardcore fans for PlayStation are going to go to PlayStation. The hardcore fans for Xbox are going to go to Xbox. And yeah, you'll get the guys that are in between, and some of them will go with just whichever one's coming out first. Some of them might go with whoever has the better launch titles. Some of them will go with the one that they like more, even though they like both, even though they do like both of them.
Yeah.
In my opinion, I mean, I'm not a marketing guy, so who knows? Maybe I'm completely
Yeah.
retarded, and releasing it one day earlier will make every Xbox fan go out and buy a PS4.
Yeah. Who
Just
knows,
because.
man?
Yeah,
We just gotta get inside of all these gamers' minds, and we'll figure this out.
exactly.
Anyway, we're now gonna move on to what we want to see most in the next gen systems. What like new hardware or software features do we want? Because one thing I know they have to put on the PlayStation 4 is cross-game chat. Because they didn't put that on the PS3, they put that on the Xbox. I think that's one of the biggest features
That is
that
when-
Sony missed out on.
Whenever there is an argument about whose online is better, at least when I'm in the argument, that is always a card I pull. And then people go, well, why does it really matter?
It matters. It matters.
Maybe I don't like Call of Duty, which I don't, you know. I like earlier Call of Duties, don't like the ones they're putting out now, but some of my friends like them. And they want to play that, and I want to play what I want to play, but we still want to talk. It's a little thing that makes a huge difference, okay?
Yeah. I can say I'm mostly a PS3 guy, and I wouldn't go with that argument that you don't need it, because I think it's a really cool feature, and it's really
it might even
really
it might not even be so that you can talk while you're playing separate games. It can be as simple as join my party. They join your party, which is what they use on Xbox for any PS3 people watching.
Yeah.
It's a party. You can have up to 8 people in the party. I'm sure that's just up like restrictions from the Xbox. But in all seriousness, I wouldn't want anywhere near 8 people in a party unless it's 8 people I know and we're all playing like on a team in 8 people, because otherwise it can get really, really crazy in there. Anyway, basically it doesn't even have to be used for the fact to talk while you're in separate games. It can be used so that you invite the person to your party or whatever. You say, hey man, yo, you want to come play this game? They'll be like, yeah, let me finish this match. They finish that match, they come over and they play. It's also nice because when you're in games or whatever, sometimes I know I play a lot of Halo, and in Halo, if you're not using party chat, you're using gameplay chat.
yeah.
When you're in the when you get close to somebody, when you get in close proximity, when you're playing against somebody in certain game types, and some they have that disabled. But if you're talking, they'll be able to hear you talking. So if you're able to stick within your party, you can talk about whatever you want, any strategic things that you want, and you don't have to worry about the other people hearing you. So I think
some of the chat systems in some games are just extremely annoying. Like I know Call of Duty, you can't talk to people while it's loading the map, but with I'm assuming with party chat, cross game chat, you would be able to do that. So
yeah, well,
that's one of those big features.
That's the nice thing about the party system is as long as you're in your party, it doesn't matter unless you get disconnected from the chat or from online. You can still talk to them. I know that like in Halo, if you are in game chat, once you go from being in the lobby to being in the game, there's like it's usually only about like a 10-15 second thing where it's about 10-15 seconds to to load, but you can talk to them almost instantly. So
yeah, one of the things I really don't want to see though is motion control. Like they keep on pushing that. I know Microsoft keeps on pushing their Kinect. PlayStation, I haven't seen much from Move, but I know they're still working on that. I just don't want to see any more of that. Personally, they can have that on the side or whatever, but I just want my controller. I just want my controller.
In some senses, I agree. I don't mind motion control as long as it's not the primary function.
Exactly.
As long as I can use my controller, and the only way that I won't use my controller is if I'm playing like a game that requires motion sensor, which are generally games that I find are like, some people are like, oh, I'm going to get fit playing games and stuff like that. So whatever,
Yeah,
have fun
I
with
have
that.
a Wii Fit. I have a Wii Fit.
Exactly.
Played it once. It didn't work out.
Or it's like I see it more as like a party thing. Like you have some friends come over or whatever.
Yeah.
It's one of those things that you play and you look like an idiot playing.
Yeah.
It's a thing that you play with a group of people, not necessarily by yourself.
Yeah.
Now, I know we're gonna move on soon, but what I want to talk about the next Xbox though, what I want to see in the hardware, other than all the I want better graphics and this and that.
Yeah.
I really want them to have some sort of built-in recording device. I know that
I
there
do.
was a little
Yeah.
bit of speculation about that at the beginning, and I think it's a great idea for them to implement that because so many people want to record, but A, they don't know how to. B, half decent recording
Yeah.
hardware is expensive.
Yeah. I literally just bought the new game capture, the Elgato Game Capture AD. It was about 180.
Canadian,
It was
Canadian.
yeah,
You gotta
Canadian.
say
Canadian.
Canadian because
It's
in
Canadian.
America they
Yeah,
get
it's probably
everything for
cheaper.
like half price. Anything here that's
Yeah.
like $100 they get for like $50.
Yeah.
Anyway,
But it was an investment. I would have loved if it came with my console and I didn't have to do anything.
yeah, and
Although
like maybe
it all matters on how they implement it, though,
yeah,
because they could put restrictions on it, which would really suck and would just lead people to go back
yeah.
to other
So
things.
what I want to see from that is that's the thing. I heard briefly that somebody said it'll only be like the last 30 seconds or whatever. If they do that, it's really like I can see the use of that if it's like, oh, I'm gonna do a quick fail and you have the quick fail or whatever. But the last 30 seconds isn't very good because generally when stuff happens, it's in the middle of a game and you don't have time to go in and stop the last 30 seconds and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So if they do that, I really want them to do it a full thing where it doesn't. I can see them doing it so that it stores it on the Xbox. I don't want that. I want to be able to directly store it to my computer because one, that'll save hard drive space on my Xbox. It will save me time from having to then transfer it from my Xbox to my computer. Even if I have to go out and buy like a $15 cable or whatever that they decide to put out, that's still better than me having to go out and buy a $200 capture device. So
Yeah, that's true. So before we go here, I just want to just mention launch titles because that's one of the big things that will decide whether you get a console or not, right? So
well, if you get it right away or if you
Yeah,
decide to
true.
wait.
yeah. One of the things that will probably come out for both systems may not be a launch title, but probably be pretty soon in the cycle, would be a Call of Duty game. You have to say, right?
Yeah, I have to agree with that. I can see it being a launch title for one, but I mean, unless they're launching on the same day, which will never happen. Technically, if you create it as a launch title for the games, especially since it's multi-platform, if one console comes out before the other one, you will piss off the group of
Yeah.
gamers whose console did not get it first, even though their system isn't
Yeah.
out first. You will just completely um, put them up in arms. I think
Yeah.
that what they need to do is they need to stick to having their exclusives as launch titles. One, because it'll entice people more because it's a launch title.
Yeah.
And two, it will prevent people from flipping out at the game
Yeah.
companies because believe me, if they release a Call of Duty for PlayStation 4 before Xbox or whatever, I could honestly see people being so mad that they actually boycott that game for their console. I could see that
Yeah.
happening. I can also see people getting really mad but then buying it anyway, which I think is the stupidest thing because you're never going to get anything done that way.
Yeah.
But launch
Like-
titles, I know you guys were talking about PS4. You guys were thinking Uncharted.
Yeah, one of those.
I think for Xbox, I know they were talking about. I think they said that Halo 4 is coming out in 2013. I could be wrong though. But if it is coming out in 2013, I can definitely see that being a launch title because
Mhm.
people want to get. Even though Halo's overall fan base has, I hate to say it, but it's dwindled because of things like Call of Duty or whatever. There are
Yep.
still a lot of people that love. I think it's a lot of the Xbox diehards, original Xbox diehards and stuff like that, still like Halo. And I know like honestly, if Halo 5 is coming out launch day with Xbox, the next Xbox, I will be getting it. Chances are, if it's
Yep.
anything else, I'll probably wait just because of the issues the 360 had at the launch. and that's not to put Xbox down. It's just, whenever there's a new system coming out, there's always that risk of there being issues. So I just really, really, really think that they need to be very selective about what launch titles they're putting out there. Hopefully nothing cross-platform, because that'll cause a lot of issues in the gaming community, in my opinion.
Yeah, so, really, if you want to show off the power of your system, of your new system, you want to go with exclusives.
Yeah.
So anyway,
look at how amazing my graphics are. Look at how well this can run this. But before we decide to wrap this up, because I know we're getting close, I just want to say one thing to everybody out there. It doesn't matter which of these new consoles is coming out first, because we already have the best console out that's going to be out for a while. Some of you may have heard of it. It's called the Wii U.
That's true.
I just want to say nothing's ever going to pass that. Best console ever. The only time it's going to get passed is by its successor. Done.
Yep. The Wii U 2.
Yeah.
It all rhymes. It's all good. Nintendo, you're the future.
Yeah,
all right, guys. Thank you for watching. This was our first ever episode of Lit3ral Talk. I'm Matt.
I'm Alex.
And thanks for watching.
Bye-bye.